All right, wait. Before you watch this video, I'm gonna ask you to be part of this conversation. I want each and every one of you to pause this video and leave a comment below telling me exactly what you think Milwaukee One Key is. Then when you're done, I want you to go back and edit your comment and tell me what you learned, if anything. You might think One Key is just for big construction crews, but you're wrong. As it turns out, it's important to just about anyone who picks up a Milwaukee tool on the job, or any other brand for that matter. This is the Milwaukee One Key Showcase. Back in the summer of 2015, Milwaukee announced One Key, an inventory tracking platform for their tools. But from the very beginning, One Key was meant to be so much more. It's made up of three very distinct and powerful components. Milwaukee refers to these three separate components as customize, track, and manage. Let's talk about the customize part first. These are nearly identical Milwaukee M18 Fuel 1/4-inch hex impacts. This is the 2853 and this is the 2857. The only real difference is that the 2857 has One Key built in. On the front of both these tools, you'll see 4 mode buttons. On the 2853, these are fixed speeds, but on the 57, you can connect to the tool using the One Key app and customize these buttons with modes that best fit our current application. On this impact specifically, I can control the max speed, max torque, and even adjust trigger ramp up. The second task mode is self-tapping screw mode, where you can select your screw diameter and length, choose the gauge of the steel, and fine-tune it to make sure you don't strip out a single screw. Other One Key tools have their own options. A good example is this M18 radius sight light. From the One Key app, I can control the 2 different light modes, adjust the brightness, or even check the status of both batteries inside. If it's plugged into an outlet, I also get the option to set a shutoff timer or set a full weekly schedule for turning on and off. No more leaving the lights on after everyone left the job site. And this is the Milwaukee M18 Fuel Sawzall. The additional features made available on this saw through One Key are staggering. I can tell the app what kind of cut I'll be making, what blade type I'll be using, what material I'll be cutting, and it will help me not only set my cut speed, but I can even automatically start slow. For plunge cuts as an example, and then speed up for the end of the cut. There's even a cut break feature that makes it automatically stop sawing at the end of the cut, even if I'm still holding down the trigger. I can adjust the trigger ramp up, even change how bright the work light is and how long it should stay on. All of these features are inside your Milwaukee tools, and One Key unlocks them. Well, actually it can lock them too, and that brings us to the second component, track. Now when you're connected through the app, your tool is talking to your phone through Bluetooth. When you're not using the app, they still occasionally ping each other, even without a battery attached, simply to say, hey, it's me. And that ping doesn't just happen between my tool and my phone, but anyone's phone with the One Key app installed. Now that's important because by allowing the One Key tools to talk to any One Key app, the many Milwaukee users create a sort of mesh network that continually tracks the locations of your tools. Why is that important? Well, if you're in charge of the tools and equipment on the job site, you can see where they are at any time. You can even set a geofence to set off an alert whenever a tool leaves the job site. Now, if you work in your shop at home, like I do, you likely have neighbors or brothers who like to borrow your Milwaukee tools. Not a problem. Now, I can just assign that saw to my brother and even set up a geofence around his home. That way, if one of his neighbors decides that they're gonna borrow the tool, I'll get notified. Of course, this works for stolen tools as well. If something goes missing, I simply open the app and mark it missing. Then the next time the tool gets near anyone else with the app on their phone, I'll get a notice along with a GPS location. But I can go a step further. I can tell the app to lock the tool. If I open my app, choose my stolen tool, and mark it locked, the next time that thief brings the tool within 30 feet or so of anyone using the One Key app, it'll be completely locked down. Hey! And there's nothing you can do to reset it unless you're logged into One Key with my account. Now, when a tool gets locked, they're often brought in for service. When that happens, Milwaukee automatically returns the stolen tool to you. Now, eventually, thieves will learn that stealing a Milwaukee tool with One Key on the side just isn't worth it. Think of it like a yard sign for your alarm system. Maybe you should go steal elsewhere. Or, just don't steal at all. I mean, I'm not your mom, but come on. That brings us to the third and final component, manage. This is the One Key dashboard. I can access it from my phone, tablet, or PC. Here I can manage not only all of my tools and equipment, but I can manage my locations, my vehicles, and even my crew. The system creates a history of every tool, helping you manage availability and even performance and repair. And it's not just limited to your Milwaukee tools. If you want to track the locations of other tools and equipment, you can use one of these. This is a tick. You can screw it onto a piece of equipment or even hide it in the bottom of your laptop bag, and just like that, you can now track its location just like any other One Key tool. Now, of course, it's not always possible to attach a tick. Smaller items can be valuable too, and need to be managed. To address this, Milwaukee just revealed a new solution in the form of these tags. This is a permanent label with a unique QR style code that you attach to just about anything you want to manage in your inventory. This allows you to use One Key to manage all of your tools, even if you're unfortunate enough to have a few non-Milwaukee tools. Hey, nobody's perfect. Now, there are two types of asset tags, one specifically for adhering to plastic and the other for metal. And each of these comes in small and large sizes. They're not actively communicating like the ticks, but they do produce a location record every time they're scanned by anyone. These tiny tags are a really big deal because they make it possible to track just about every asset important to your business. The One Key dashboard is so easy to use, it just makes sense to keep everything in one place. All right, so One Key's way more than I thought. Sure, it's a tool tracker and inventory management, but it also gives you access to the very best version of their very best tools. But none of these features are free. The One Key version of this impact costs $50 more. So is it worth the 50 bucks? Well, if it helps you track it down after it walks off the job, yeah, it is. If you're going to give a tool to a new apprentice, the extra features may make their job easier and pay for itself in labor alone. Either way, it's an investment in your company. And hey, isn't that the reason you chose Milwaukee in the first place? All right, it's time to head back to the comments below and let me know if you learned anything new. Oh, and I almost forgot, this is a showcase, which means those of you who stuck around to the end get a chance to win something cool from Milwaukee. This week, simply by leaving a comment, you'll be entered to win a new Milwaukee One Key Sawzall, like the one my brother stole from me and I subsequently locked. I won't lock yours. Thanks again for joining us. If you've got a cool One Key story, I want to hear about it. Until then, don't forget to join us this Friday for the Power Tool Week in Review. I'll see you then.
It broke.